And we're live. All right, so another episode of Cloud Native talking about SpringOne Platform. And I'm here with Neha Batra.
Hi.
Hi, so you're a speaker for our conference and you also work at Pivotal. Would
Yep.
you like to? Yeah, so if you want to tell our conference attendees a little bit about what you do at Pivotal.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Neha, and I'm a software engineer at Pivotal Labs. So Pivotal Labs is kind of the outward-facing branch for a lot of our clients, and we work with them for an agile process called extreme programming. So that basically means I get to work with a lot of clients. I got to build software, but I'm also pairing 8 hours a day, and I'm doing test-driven development and a lot of other more interesting ways of working in order to work really fast.
Nice. So that's like the capital A Agile stuff.
Yes, that's really intense, but I love it.
So, and this is kind of what you're going to be talking about at SpringOne Platform now too, right? Do you want to tell us a little bit about your talk? The topic, your talk title says, "It's not you, it's us, winning over people and yourself for the team." So I'm like, tell me what you mean by that.
Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about is what you do when you have very little control over who you work with, and every day is a new adventure. So at Pivotal Labs, we don't necessarily choose who's going to walk in the door and who we work with, but we do have a track record of being successful with who we work with, and that means that it's not about the personalities, it's about the techniques and how we communicate with each other. So I wanted to kind of share some of our tricks that we've used and kind of our mind frame in order to figure out how we can work better together.
Yeah, so you're pairing a lot. Now, is that always with other Pivotal people or is it also with customers? Like how exactly does the pairing work?
It changes every single project. So in an ideal situation, what we usually do is we have our clients and they bring forward maybe 2 or 3 developers and maybe a PM and a designer, and we try to match 1-to-1. So if they bring 3 developers, we have 3 developers, 1 designer, 1 PM, 1 PM, which means on a day-to-day basis, if we're on a team of 6, then I get to pair with 5 other people throughout the week, and 3 of them will be the client and there will be 2 other pivots. We get to mix it up every single day.
So do you sometimes then end up pairing with another Pivotal person and the clients are paired with each other, or how does that work?
Yeah. Our objective behind pairing with each other and switching those pairs every single day is in order to enable the whole team as a whole, and especially our clients. So they should get used to working together and also working with us and learning from each other. So we definitely want our clients to pair together, and we definitely want pivots to pair together as well.
Now, so for organizations that don't operate like this typically, or at least as their regular way of operating, what kind of lessons do you think that people who come to your talk at SpringOne Platform are going to take away in terms of how they interoperate with other people on their team when they are working with them?
So what I hope, especially because not every company is going to be pairing all day, I'm hoping that when you start to integrate with other teams or have to collaborate on different projects, that's a very similar situation, right? Where you are interacting one-on-one and you don't really get to choose who that's going to be. So taking back ideas on how to gauge how your interaction's going right off the bat, and when things are not going well, how to reshift that conversation to have something productive, especially because you initially go in kind of wanting to perform really well and trying to make sure that you're doing the best that you can do. And so it's a very sensitive situation because both people, that's at play. So how do you remove yourself from that and make it so that it's about the team?
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And so in your talk, you're kind of focusing on, this is how we enable the whole team. This is not just about you and your individual desires or accomplishments. So what would you say you did say in your talk description you would give some tricks and tips. Like, what would you say is a good actionable tip or piece of advice that someone could take and just start doing?
Yeah, so I think one of my favorite tips is to have a retro. So retro is kind of like discussing what went well and what didn't go well. So a lot of companies do this at the end of a sprint or at the end of a week. But I find that is almost even at the end of a project too, right? That's a little too far out, and it's so hard to know in retrospect what you should have done. So what I try to do is at the end of every day that I'm working with someone new, I have a very informal conversation. I'm just like, hey, I think that went really well. See what they feel like, how they felt the day went, and say like, I wonder what we could do to make tomorrow a lot more easier. So something about us as a team working together to work better, instead of me versus you or anything like that.
No, that's a really good idea. And I know I've done rotations in teams like the Cloud Ops team for Pivotal that do, intense pairing. And the first time somebody turned to me at the end of the day and started saying how they thought it went, I thought, oh, I wasn't expecting this, but it actually feels great. Like, it's nice to look back and say, oh, this is what we did well, and this is what we're going to change in the future.
Yeah,
that's
and
nice.
What I really like is that I never thought of doing that either until I started working at Pivotal Labs. And the first time someone asked me that, I didn't expect to be asked that, but I really appreciated that someone cared enough to ask me how I thought the day went, especially because all the things that I was afraid of and the things that I thought I were doing wrong, they never even noticed. So it was like it got out right away.
Oh my gosh. And I feel like this is the kind of stuff that people are going to come to a SpringOne platform. They're going to be coming from their environments with their practices, with everything that they're working on shipping. But they're coming to hopefully kind of synthesize and iterate on all of the ideas that they see at the conference. So I feel like your session is going to be one that people are going to be able to go to and say, wow, this might not be exactly how we're going to do it at our company, but this is definitely something we can learn from.
Yeah, I think also there is like a very large focus on Java and Spring, but that is not always what is holding us back. And sometimes that may be our strong suit. So we have to look at this like at a holistic process, right? If there are other ways where we can enable our team, we should try those things too, especially if they're low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm really excited, Neha, for your session at SpringOne Platform. And I think that August is almost here. So it's you're gonna have to surprise us and delight us with all of the stuff you're gonna bring.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
See ya. Thanks.